been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I ought to slow down, standing in the pouring rain.
What's going on, guys? Tristan and Tony back with another episode of the One Hell of a Life Outdoor Podcast. And today we got on the biggest vegan I've ever met.
Oh my, come on, dude. Hey, come on, man.
Yes.
The worst introduction.
The best. That was the best one I've ever heard.
No, seriously. On a serious note, we got one of my best friends, Devin Daniels, on the podcast, and he got into bow hunting like in the last 6 or 7 years and is absolutely ate up with it and lives in Illinois, and he runs a YouTube page and a workout brand really called Homegrown Performance, and trains people out of his garage and makes cool videos of doing workouts at your house with not a lot of equipment. And so we're gonna talk about all kinds of cool shit tonight, I think, and we're excited to have you on, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. No, we're excited. It's been long overdue. We've been talking about it for a minute.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna get into some good stuff tonight.
It's about time you made some time for me, dude.
Well, it's because you became so incredibly important that we had to have you on.
Yeah, you guys are like, well, we have nobody else to have on. I guess
I remember one time, I think we had to cancel or something, and you're like, dude, I had my singing voice already tuned up.
Yeah, right. I did.
Well, hey, I'm gonna clear the air on this before we even get started. If you want to be chiseled, just follow this dude. I'm dead serious. if you want to be psychotic with it, which you have to be really, I think that's one thing before we go down too many rabbit holes that it's so important that if you really want to look like somebody you see, that you idolize or whatever it is, dude, or maybe it's just for health reasons, period. This is your guy. I mean, this is the dude. This man is chiseled, and he was born a little bit that way because his dad and his mom, they're both badass. They were built made a superpower, and they made these superpower kids. But I've known Devin since as long as Tristan.
Knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah,
that's right, man.
Yeah, he and Tristan have been big kids a long time. We'll dig into that because we got some funny ass shit to go over with you guys today. But at the same point, though, seriously, if you want to be serious about working out and you don't have a lot of space, you don't have money for the gym, all those things, dude, this is your guy. You got to follow him because his results are in the way he looks. He does not look the way he does by eating cheeseburgers. All right. And say I took a walk run.
Yeah.
It was better than a walk. I did a walk run.
Well, I think what's cool about it is, just for hunters, don't have a lot of time. That's kind of a common thing, I feel like, with hunters. I don't have a lot of time or whatever. Yeah. And that's kind of Devin's MO is you don't need much.
That, what were we doing? Oh, we were hog hunting, and I brought 2 or 3 kettlebells so we could get something in.
Yeah, exactly. It's that's
right before we started drinking beer at camp. They were like, and I what? And they go, each one of them each day, where are we going to work out at? What are we going to do? And I'm like, dude, just drink a beer. Well, but they weren't going to do it until they got the workout in. But you know what? Before I forget, though, Devin is also did an incredible job working and serving his country for the U.S. Air Force, and thank you for your service.
Yes,
thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you also.
Thank God and thank everybody that Devin got in the Air Force because it saved him.
I wouldn't be talking right now.
He might not be alive.
You're probably right, dude. Going down the rough path. Look at us now.
Yep.
Oh, man. It's hard to even know where to start, but I feel like we
start from the beginning.
I feel like, going back to our friendship, we'd always screw around with hunting frogs with a freaking pellet gun in a creek and
dude, that is one of my favorite memories still to this day.
We were destroying them, dude.
that house in Meadowbrook, and I just remember eating Casey's pizza and shooting frogs with a freaking pellet.
Yeah, that's pretty close to homegrown performance, huh?
Dude, honestly, that is one of my favorite memories. Seriously, is we shot those frogs in that creek with a pellet gun, like a pump pellet gun, and then we cooked them. We cooked them on an open fire with no seasoning, no nothing.
We did, man.
See, you guys, these guys, I feel good that I taught y'all the right thing. You're eating frog legs, dude, from the very first animal you killed.
Well, that little house was on, I think, 10 acres or something, and just had woods back behind it with a creek.
Yeah,
and we'd always be back there doing something.
Yeah, that house was fun, dude. Airsofting or freaking shooting frogs.
I was pulling you guys along with the 4-wheeler and a hood of a car.
Yeah, dude, we had a couple. Remember, hey, that time a couple of us fought back there around the fire. Dude, it was rowdy back in 6th, 7th grade.
hard streets out there, man.
Dude, we could have 100% had a show on a TV station.
It was basically just Viva La Bam is what we were doing.
Dude,
it was Viva La Vogel.
Dude, remember when we started a airsoft YouTube channel?
Do you want coffee that doesn't suck? Get the Duck. Dirty Duck coffee is made specifically for the waterfowl enthusiast. Enjoy flavors like Morning Wood, Dark Dynasty, Cinnamon Teal Snickerdoodle, and First Flight to unlock the flavor that you'll enjoy in the blind for years to come. Our friends at Dirty Duck Coffee Company are now offering all Zero Duck 30 followers a 15% discount when you use code ZeroDuck15 on your next order.
Yeah, dude, that was our start in the freaking content creation world, bro.
It really was.
B-Town Airsoft.
Could you imagine if we would have stuck with that, dude? We probably wouldn't be working right now.
Dude, honestly, what were we in 6th grade?
So, yeah, probably. I mean, that had to have been 2010, 2000.
Yeah.
I mean, early.
We were recording on the the quality was so bad, dude. Yeah. It was, I don't know, it was fun just making videos back then. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
dude. What about whatever? Do you remember the first time I took you to with Tristan and I, and we just absolutely murdered the crappie that day?
Oh, that was legendary.
Yes, that was sick,
dude. Yep. Oh my God, how many we catch? 45, 50, and
62.
As fast as you could catch them.
Yeah. Where was that at?
That was over at my buddy Dave's house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was fun, man. Yeah. And then another memory I have, where were we when we got stuck in that freaking field of mud, dude?
Yeah.
That's because that was your bright idea. Yeah, so what happened was at my uncle's or my step uncle, I guess I should say. We were over there and I took the boys up there and there was a big lake or what we called a lake, it was a big pond. And then there was a smaller one that Frank was doing some dam work to. And he had tore down the dam and pretty much drained it all out. And Devin is I was like, you don't want to walk in that kind of mud. And he's like, why? And I said, because you'll sink down in it. And he goes, Tristan, come on. And I'm like, I'm telling you guys, don't walk down there. And Tristan, you'll have to post some of these pictures in this reel because it's hilarious. These two went all the way almost, well, we'll just call it knee deep. Knee deep.
And you take one step and then you're knee deep again. And
you're done for.
And I took a picture of them with my BlackBerry probably. And
dude, that was so long ago.
My BlackBerry.
I guarantee it was a BlackBerry.
Had to have been, dude. Had to have been.
That is funny.
Oh, dude. But I still have them, and Tristan, you got to throw those up, dude, because it's hilarious. They both have looks on their face like, we probably should not have done this.
Yep, dude, I have those pictures still too. I just looked at them recently, and then I pulled up a picture of us from 12 years ago today, thinking we were cool.
What was
that
you guys?
Freaking
Who?
Me and Tristan.
Oh yeah, just with the large cargo shorts on and
oh my
high
God.
Nike socks and Gator. It was brutal.
Yeah, wearing Abercrombie, and I don't remember.
Those are the glory days. Dude.
I just remember when you guys got stuck in that mud, Devin kept saying, "Why does it stink so bad?" I said, "This is how dinosaurs are made, dude."
Dude, that's the death
It's
mud.
a rotting. Yeah. It's the bottom of a pond that had probably not been exposed in who knows how decades, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
Lots of good memories, man.
yeah, man. I want to get into, I don't even know if I really like remember this or not, but like, when did the idea of like wanting to bow hunt even like come into something you wanted to do, Devin?
So I was stationed in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were living in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in the Hortense days.
Oh yeah, we had little
Oh, we got some
but
good
I
Hortense
remember
stories.
listening-
How y'all did?
yeah. But basically, what really got me into it, like I didn't grow up hunting. My parents didn't grow up hunting. Nothing. No. Besides you guys, nobody around me really. But it was Rogan and Cam Haynes in like 2017 or 2018. I can't remember. But they were just talking about their elk hunt and how there was really the food aspect of it. How like the connection you have with your food after you kill it, and like shooting an animal and then like at camp just butchering it and eating like fresh tenderloin on an open fire. I was like, dude, that sounds incredible. And I just remember just going on through like down a rabbit hole of like bow hunting and just like the cooking aspect and just all of it, and it just got me pumped up. And then I remember just starting to talk to you guys about it, and then but really Rogan and Cam Haynes on one of their first podcasts in like 2017, I think, was what got me wanting to start it up.
Yeah, and dude, they it's funny to hear that because like I've thought so many times like, or not funny, but it's just interesting to hear that because I've heard or so many times just listening to those two talk, I've thought like they're the greatest. Like they probably brought more people to hunting like those two than anybody out.
I guarantee, yeah. Just the way they explain, you know how Joe gets freaking in depth and just really just, it's like, oh my God, how can I not do this, dude? Like he's like such, I don't know. He just like, he's done that with a ton of stuff, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, with hunting for sure, just the food aspect of it. And then just getting my first bow, how exciting that was, just buying that and then starting to shoot and then falling in love with the archery aspect of it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like how it clears, like you can, even if you're not hunting, just shooting your bow in peace, and it's just good for your mind and just every aspect of it. And then getting into the hunting part, how spiritual that is when you actually shoot an animal, like just the archery, the food, and then the mental aspect of it is just, there's no way I'll never hunt. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah, no, there's really nothing like it. And that's like when I had my first like opportunity to shoot a deer with a gun this year, and like looking back on that experience versus the experience I've had just shooting does with my bow, or I mean, let alone a buck, like just the it's just like the only way to describe it is kind of like emotional, it's just like,
oh yeah,
it just rattles your cage so much that you're just like, I mean, it's so different,
Yeah, there's no feeling like it. Even just like, I don't know. I don't even love, even if I know I'm not going to shoot one, but just knowing that I'm and just watching them just in the, like, I don't know, act the way they do and just not have no idea that I'm there, but just watch them eat or watch them just interact and stuff. I just love the whole aspect of it. Even not even shooting something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever had them like close like that? And like I've almost started laughing before because you're just watching them, and you, like you said, they don't know you're there, but it's like so obvious that it's just like, how do they not see me right now? It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but then some of them, dude, they snipe you out of nowhere. Like they just know like something's not right with this area. You know what I mean? Like a mature doe is almost as freaking hard as a mature buck. You know what I mean? They're just so smart. And they just know when things ain't right. It's just, I don't know.
I know.
The whole thing.
It's not almost. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I mean, my grandma used to, people, even today would be like, this is crazy, but she used to put like scarecrows in her deer stands because,
really?
Yeah, because her thought was like, well, if the deer are walking through there every day, and it's like their living room, like
she even dressed them in camo.
That's honestly genius.
He gave him blonde hair with the straw and everything. Kid just like her.
Well, my dad said you've been busted before off your shadow, haven't you?
Yeah, dude. So that's one of the dude. I'm so happy that I noticed it. And if I wasn't HD, I might not have. but dude, I swear, dude, because if you haven't heard this before, in a short story, most of my life was spent not shooting big bucks, and it was being defeated and getting my ass kicked and thrown in the mud, and every single thing you can possibly think of that's happened to you as a bow hunter has happened to me. I'm not kidding, dude. Anything that you can't think of has happened to me. I'm not kidding. I can tell you 20 stories right now in a row.
We know if you've
without
ever
stopping,
hunted
without stopping. So if you guys are all a big supporter of Tony's Tales,
Tony's Tales,
yeah,
that
dude.
might be.
Tony's Tales.
That's a segment.
Yeah, new segment called Tony's Tales.
That's
That's good.
Tony's White Tails.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, dude. No, we can't say that because I don't want anybody to think.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but we call Tony's Tales. All right.
Yeah, let's be politically correct.
Yeah. No, but for real, here's the thing. Everything has happened. And whenever you finally get to the point where you get lucky and things do start to happen, and you put yourself in the position to be successful, it's incredible the results you get. You know what I mean? It's just I've got years of them, dude. I can go down a rabbit hole, and I'm not going to right now, but we'll leave that for Tony's Tales.
No, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think, Devin, like getting into it, especially because, when was it? Like, how old were you? Like 20 when you first started hunting?
So my first season was 20. So this coming up season is really my fifth. So I hunted with you guys like in January of like 2018. Remember that? I think. Yeah.
Was that the first trip?
Yeah. So I didn't even really count. Like this will be my fifth year, like for real hunting. Like that one time I hunted with you guys for like one time, and then that was it for the season, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But 2019 is my first real season.
Okay, so 18 was whenever you met us in Hortense.
Yeah, in January, I believe.
What an unbelievable day.
Dude, I'll never forget. He's driving down from South Carolina, and he was like, do you think like I can pull up in there? And you had that like 2-wheel drive.
Listen up, guys. Waterfowl season will be here before you know it. So book a hunt today. Williamson Outfitters offers exceptional duck hunting along Florida's Forgotten Coast, targeting redheads, bluebills, buffleheads, canvasbacks, and much, much more. Lodging and fishing packages are also available. Mention the One Hell of a Life podcast when booking and get 15% off your next trip. Spots are filling up fast, so call or text Captain Chris at 850-251-8650 or visit floridaducks.com.
Dodge truck.
Bro, that truck barely survived that ride.
And I'm like, yeah, man, because like they're all dirt roads, and they get
the preface is we gave them a pin where to meet us,
right?
And y'all, if you've been down in South Georgia, and we're talking about roads that are not maintained. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about.
The farmer probably levels them with his tractor like a couple times a year.
Yeah, and this is so south that it's not red dirt area yet, so you don't have that. All right, but yeah, we just gave him a pin out in the middle of seriously like. Where you should hear a banjo. You know, I mean, it's pretty sketch out area.
True one light time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, you think I get up in there? And it's, one of those deals where the sides are all run, the water's rushing down, so it erodes the sides.
Yeah.
And we always parked in this like easement of like a power line on the property. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you can get in there.
And I got a lifted truck.
Yeah. And I just remember pulling up and like driving by. Devin's truck is like halfway in the ditch.
No, and let's paint this picture clear. So if you're listening to this, y'all, imagine you're coming down this podunk road, right? And up around the corner, Tristan's like, it should be right up here. We get up there. He's in the most grandfather Dodge Dakota truck you've ever seen in your life.
Folks like a chimney.
He's got a red and black flannel on, like Fred Bear, dude. And We pull up to him. His truck is stuck in the ditch.
I think he had his thumb.
Dude, it's like
out,
on
too.
his hood almost.
And,
like, just
as soon as we pull up, he's got his thumb out and he goes, "How y'all doing?
Can you help me out?
Can you help me out?" Do you have a video of that?
We
I
still
think
got
I
a video.
do.
Oh my God, dude. That kicked off the best. I mean, I'm happy that we really kind of threw you right into how great deer hunting camp can be right there.
Dude,
I mean, you
that
made it
was
great.
Such a good experience. It was.
Yeah.
And even just leading into my first sit in a freaking tree stand, dude.
Oh,
Bro.
That was stressing you out, dude.
yeah.
Dude, I could
Preface
not
that. Preface
handle-
that from a new bow hunter standpoint. You don't know. You're just showing up with a couple of dudes that just go out and do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
hey man,
So
get
tell
never
it from
had-
your
quit
perspective.
being-
Seriously.
quit- we're just like, hey man, get up in that tree.
Yeah.
Dude, first off, it was my first time ever sitting in a tree stand.
I didn't know
Second
this.
off, hey, this ain't a freaking Illinois oak tree, bro. These are pencils. These are number 2 pencils. that are stuck in
Little
the
pine
ground,
trees.
dude.
If you know what I'm talking about, Georgians, it's those
Just the
it's those
tallest, skinniest tree.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God.
long. None of them are bigger around than your thigh.
Blows in the wind.
Yes. So then I'm getting up, dude. I'm literally climbing this thing, shaking, and my hands are sweating so bad.
Pitch black dark, right?
Oh my God. And I just remember being so scared. And a bit, like at the very top where you have to like take that step and then sit down, I remember that's probably the most scared I've ever been, dude. Like, terrified. And then I get up there and the tree is just swaying, dude. I'm like, dude, you guys can't do this all the time. This ain't right. So then I get all hooked up in my harness. And everything.
Completely
I'm just
sober.
sitting there. Yes. And I'm just sitting there and it's pitch black. Tristan's gone off. And then like it starts getting light outside. And I'm like, I try kind of try standing up. I'm like, there's no way I'm standing up. So then, I really don't think in that moment I could have. A deer was 5 yards in front of me. Couldn't even grab my bow. I was that scared.
Oh my God.
So then all these emotions, I'm sweaty. I have like the cold sweats and I'm so scared. And then I start, dude, I'm literally like not in the right mind. And I'm like freaking sleep deprived.
Yeah.
And we probably
So-
drank a 12-pack of beer before the night before.
Apple Crown. Those were the Apple Crown days.
Yeah.
And then it just starts getting light. And I'm like, dude, what is that over there, man? And I'm like, is that somebody's house?
Hey, Devin. And along the way, Tristan's texting me. And he's like, "Hey, Dad." He goes, "Devin's having kind of some issues with getting in the tree stand this morning." I go, "What's the problem?" He's like, "Well, it's making him feel uncomfortable." And I go, "Well, tell him to get fucking comfortable."
No, for real. I was super uncomfortable. But then, yeah, it's just getting light. And I'm like borderline hallucinating out there because there's so many emotions going through my head. And I look up and I'm like, dude, is that a brick house with white windows and white shutters? And I'm just staring. I'm staring at this house and I'm like, how is there somebody's house out here? And I swear to God, I was so messed up in the head and like sweaty and tired that I could physically see a house with white shutters out there in the woods. That was my first tree stand experience, and I'll never forget that. Dude.
Bro, you came back and said that, and it was just like,
And to build
are
the
you
image,
kidding?
if y'all have hunted anywhere in the South, you are Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, all these states, right? You know, you have this. We had a lease with Rainier, and it's all longleaf pine trees, so there's none bigger than your thigh, really. And and they cut them, you know, when they get much bigger
like
than that.
15 years, I think, over 15.
Yeah, they grow so fast, and that's all you could see. And I think what happened to Devin is, I think he got some kind of a trance.
I think it hypnotized you.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
I
hypnotized him. Oh.
I stared at that house for a good 10 to 15 minutes, not in the right mind. I'm serious.
Can you imagine? Listen, from my perspective, I've been doing this a long time, right? And I've seen some crazy shit happen in my life. I really have. But when you take somebody bow hunting for the first, and the first question you ask them is, well, how was it? And this is the first thing you hear is that, bro, he goes, once I got comfortable, I was staring and this brick house appeared, and they had
Yeah.
white shutters and white windows. And when he started describing the windows and the shutters, dude, I started crying, laughing. I was like, "What is going on?" I think I might even ask Tristan. I was like, "Is he on anything?" Or something? He's like, "No, Dad, that's just the way he is all the time."
That is just what your mind can do when you're like extra. Like I had so much fear in my body. Like I was just hallucinating up there. It was crazy.
I've had like similar stuff, especially when I was young. I would always be scared because like, you know, it was really before like reliable phones. So it's like maybe we might have had a walkie-talkie, but a lot of times we were probably close enough where, who knows, we probably didn't even have walkie-talkies. And like my dad would be like, "All right, I'll be here after dark," and I'd be sitting in my tree stand after dark and not even see a flashlight yet, and just be stressing out, dude. So like I always, when I was young, I was always like scared of night hunts because I was like, man, I got to sit in this tree, I got to wait for him to come here, like. And there's a couple times like before in the evenings I'd be sitting there and like, you know, think I don't even remember, just think crazy stuff like that. Like I remember one time thinking I saw like a Native American thing or something. Like
Really?
yeah, like I can't remember if like I think I was looking at a tree or something and I was like, man, that kind of looks like a Native American chief or something.
Dude, your mind plays games with you, dude. That's where freaking Sasquatch came from. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah,
somebody out there
stressed out
thinking they saw something.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Drew shows up and you're like, Sasquatch.
Yeah.
No, but you guys, there's something, and I don't care if you like what I'm about to say or not.
Oh God,
here we go. All right, but I'm telling you, if you have really connected with the spirit of the wild, all right, and I mean like your heart and your soul, and if you haven't gotten there yet, it's okay. It just there's things that happen that you know are about to happen when they really are truly going to come true.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's a parallel world. I don't know what the hell it is. But I'm telling you, there's been so many times, and they're not very often, that you just have this sixth sense. Now, part of that is the preparation. Part of that is the scenario.
All the experience you've had.
Yeah, you know, the wind is right today. It's the rut. It's blah, 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 whatever, right? But, man, I'm telling you for a fact that I don't know how I don't know how to put a finger on it.
Well,
but,
I think...
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've always...
magic, dude. It's crazy.
It is.
I've always thought, you know, which, you know, there's always that guy that, like, goes out there and shoots a 200-inch deer that's, like, unconventional, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I've always felt, and when you hear about, like, the way the Native Americans treated hunting, like, just the respecting of the land and, like, the energy out there and all that kind of stuff. And if you think about it, like, the barometric pressure makes animals act different. Like, if you've been in the woods for a while, like, you know, there's that certain, like, stillness where you're like, man, I could really see a deer walking through here right now, or hearing that crunching.
That chill, that hair on your neck starting to rise, you know?
And I've always, I've always thought, like, you know, I mean, granted, like, I do believe in God, and, like, I think that, you know, I have prayed for deer before, but, like, I also feel like there's probably something to, like, if you respect the land, you know, like, I think you're probably...
And the animal?
Yeah, I feel like you can be deserving of, you know, and put yourself in a headspace to be deserving. That's the way
Dude, there's something
that's
there.
the way I think.
There's something there, and there's a reason why natives have talked about this. Native Americans, native whatever you're from, all right? Our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they had that connection.
Well, they believed like shit, like not looking animals in the eyes. Like when you're like when they were hunting them, they wouldn't look at their eyeballs because of some.
Really?
Yeah, they believed there was some kind of, I forgot why, but.
Yep. There's the whole thing with, you know, if you guys hadn't seen it, look up on Cam's page with him putting his hand on the bear.
Oh, dude!
And when it's taking its last breath, listen to. I don't even want to try to replicate what he talked about. Just go watch the reel, and that's incredible, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, feel free to chime in, folks. You guys are listening to this, message us or whatever. But there's something powerful when you get humbled. by hunting and release to the gods. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. And, you know, my mom used to talk a lot about it. She envisioned, she knew what was going to happen. She would say, and you guys all see this in a docu-series. I don't know if we're going to call it a docu-series, but a major episode that we're going to do on my mom's history here. But she would talk about knowing exactly what that buck looked like. No trail cameras, no pictures, nothing. It's almost like she breathed it into life.
Really?
And this whole non-typical thing and the giant deer thing, all this stuff that happened with her, she will tell you that she breathed that, and I don't know if she'll use those exact words, but she believed it and knew without a doubt that she was going to do those things. And she knew that she was going to have the biggest deer that anybody has ever seen walk out in front of her. What she didn't know is that she was going to miss it. All right. But we'll talk about all that at a later time. But no, there is something magical. I wish I could put my finger on it.
Yeah.
You know, my very first deer that's over there, my first Pope and Young, and I took Tristan out of school. I lied to the school so I get him out. And
he did too.
But that deer, y'all, came more than half of my career in bow hunting before I got that first deer. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, maybe you didn't hunt hard. Maybe you wasn't serious. Bullshit. All right. I did go through a period of, man, I just loved, like when we all first started hunting, I just want to kill shit. You know? So, I mean, I was smoking deer left and right. They wouldn't even come in our county anymore. I mean, they wouldn't. 5 years in a row, I shot one within the first hour on opening day. Public land, all 5 of them. But anyway, this deer finally gave itself to me. You want to know how I know that? If you're hearing this right now, if you've got this scenario, you've got a buck that you can see 200 yards away across a bean field on somebody else's property, pushing 6-7 does. He's bumping them, going crazy at first light, right? Who would not even bother picking up their grunt call right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's
most people.
95% of the time, that's not going to.
I said, well, that's what most people would do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm looking at it from percentage. I'm calculating the percentages. I take and I don't mind giving credit, even though we have no association with them whatsoever, taking my freaking.
It's Primo's, wasn't it?
No, dude. It was my Michael Waddell.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, bone collector call. And it was called, I don't remember what the name of the call was, but dude, I let it rip, tater chip. I freaking, I mean, dude, let it rip. And I'll be a son of a bitch, dude. He, about a second or two after I hit it, like second time, his ears went up and he walked right underneath me 7 yards.
I thought you snort wheezed at him.
No.
Or no, was that a different deer?
That was a different, that's a big white 8.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, I snort wheezed him, but no, dude, he came from 200 yards away on a beeline. I never made another noise, and I shot him 7 yards. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, dude. And in that case, that deer gave itself to me, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
no explanation.
Kind of like what you were talking about, Devin, what drew you into it is kind of that feeling, you know. I mean, we're getting real in the weeds of being spiritual right now, but you know, at the end of the day, it's that shake you up kind of feeling that you're like, wow,
I don't
different.
know how else to describe it. You know what I mean? Like, what else? Like, I don't know, dude. Like last year, I shot my deer and I hit him perfect. He was like 12 yards, and I watched him walk up a ridge, and he started just spinning around in circles and just laid down. And he took like 3 or 4 breaths, and he was dead. And I just like looked up at the sky and just like so like the most grateful like I could be, just knowing he died in like a 30-second death. And just, I don't know, dude, there's not a better feeling. And there's also not a worse feeling in the world than screwing one up and freaking injuring a deer and never finding it. That's probably the worst feeling ever.
Yeah. You did that video on YouTube that, what'd you call it? The passion for bow hunting?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And, you kind of walk people through like that whole like journey of being a bow hunter. And it's really just well, like thought out, you know, to your point of what you're just talking about, the highs and lows of it, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so proud of you for putting that out, Devin. I mean, dead serious.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, no, dude, it's just what people are so afraid to talk about that we all have to deal with. And dude, I thought you did an incredible job.
Well,
You struck me emotionally when I get.
Yeah.
You all got to look this up seriously.
Yeah. It's it's on his YouTube, Homegrown Performance on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, I know what you mean, man. And also seeing something to me about seeing them go down has always like hit me harder too. But I feel like at the end of the day, like I feel like if you're gonna eat an animal, I feel like you should have to like experience that at least one time because you really get the full picture, you know, when you're like, wow, like that just happened, you know, and
it's not just a number.
No, I mean, because I've had a couple of those where I've, you know, it's been clear in the woods and they go 50 yards and then they kind of stumble over and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know,
but then that's something that like I think people on the outside that don't hunt, they have no, like they just see people shooting and killing deer or animals and all that, but they don't, I mean, how much goes into it and how much like, I don't know. I don't know if they think hunters just aren't like, I don't know what word, like,
ethical or
ethical, but just if we do screw something up or we wound an animal, just how that's like the worst sickening feeling. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't sleep the next night. Like I'll go back out the next day and try just looking again. You know what I mean? It's just, people on the outside don't understand how much goes into it.
No. And I think there's people even in the hunting realm, which like, I don't ever want to like knock anybody for like the way they hunt or whatever, or what they get out of it and what they enjoy. But like, back to the thing with like gun hunting, like, you know, gun hunting over like a corn pile, like, it's, you know, you kind of, if you're a halfway decent shot, you kind of know what's going to happen. You know when they're going to come, like, and it's just
nothing wrong with that. That's why you enjoy hunting.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But you know, I don't think the stakes are as like, it's not as like pressing as like you got to draw that bow back. You know,
you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference?
Well, that's what it is.
What's the difference between, you know, shooting a 12-pointer that you've been waiting all your life to shoot, or shooting against the number one person in the Olympics archery?
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean? You know, so
if we would have grown up in the South, that's all we would have known. Also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of growing up in Illinois hunting, having to obey those rules and everything. I mean, down south they can do all that. You know, we wouldn't know any different. You know
what the saying is in Illinois when you shoot a gun and you're hunting big bucks. That's where the whole thing came from. If you guys didn't know, is that he would have been bigger next year. Dude, listen, I'm going to speak up for Illinois gun hunters right now. And keep in mind, Illinois, you can't use rifles. You can only use shotguns and muzzleloader during muzzleloader season. But if you shoot, like if you want to get disrespected real quick as a buck hunter, go and shoot something that's like 130, 40 inch with a gun. Listen, you're going to get some trash. It's just what's going to happen, you know. But and I'm not trying to disrespect what the trophy is. The trophy's always in the eye of the beholder, you know.
Yeah, no, we're big about that. I mean, I've always been one of the things that pisses me off is when people, you know, post something on, you know, Illinois buck hunters or Georgia buck hunters or whatever it is, and then you get all these comments where people are like, "Oh, you should have." This, that, and the other, you know, and it's just like,
and they'll do it to kids, dude. They'll do it to kids.
Yeah,
it's just, it's just people not paying attention to what they're responding to. I mean, in a lot of those cases, you know, but just like that buck I shot here in Georgia last year, you know, with that being wounded and all that, dude. I mean, that deer gave itself to me, and you saw me, Tristan, out here underneath that tree. Those emotions are real, dude. I mean, that was one of the most deepest, heartfelt harvests that I've ever made in my life.
Dude, that deer was awesome. I liked that.
Video. It wasn't the biggest deer I ever shot, dude. Yeah. But I really feel like it gave it to me, and it tested me as a hunter. He stood there and did not move, that's what it screwed me up on. It's in the teens that morning, and maybe you're chasing ducks or geese, but now it's September and it's 85 degrees and you're hunting early teal or geese. As a waterfowler, you need dependable weather protection that will not break the bank. Founded in 1996, Frog Togs is not only the leader in breathable wader technology, but a company you can depend on to keep you warm and dry, head to toe, no matter your hunting environment. Stay bone dry by using discount code ZD315 for 15% off not only your first purchase, like most discount codes, but how about every single purchase you make from now until December 31st, 2024. I'll be able to show you guys all this on film if he was not smart enough to stop this overhanging poplar tree had all these leaves, and I couldn't see through it at this one spot, and I was willing to sacrifice that spot so I didn't mess with the natural vegetation and screw up the woods because I could shoot on either side. He happened to come in where I never expected a deer to come in and stand behind that for easily way longer than I could record. I mean, it was minutes and minutes and minutes, and then finally step out and gave it to me. So it tested me as everything I had for patience as a hunter, and I don't know, man. It was just.
Did he know you were there, or why was he standing there so long? Was he eating, or what?
Well, he was. Part of the reason is he had a raged broadhead in his shoulder. You know?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, dude. And I saw that he was limping, but the only thing I saw was his G2 on his left side. I mean, that's all I saw, and I was like, "That's 8-9 inches, dude. That's a nice deer for Georgia." Mm-hmm. And that's all I thought. And I thought immediately, it's a shooter. I'm shooting this deer. And then it took a step forward, and I saw it like kind of clunk, with its left leg. And I was like, oh, dude, this deer's hurt bad. And so I didn't know if it was waiting all that time because it was hurting so bad or if it was just trying to figure me out. Now, I was in a bottom, but what's your brain doing? You got a deer stand that you're getting ready to shoot 15 yards, and it needs 3 steps.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes. I'm going to say it stood and did not move. All I could see, like, the white of his nose and that G2 and the bottom of his feet. And, dude, it tested everything I had for patience. Everything. And I said, and I remember thinking to myself, if he walks right here in between these 2 trees, I envisioned the shot. I said, he's going to walk right here. That's 22 yards. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put, as soon as he walks past, I'm going to pull draw when he gets to that first tree, and I'm going to put it on there. And I let it go, dude, and Powell. Dude, that sucker.
Smoke him?
Dude, I smoked him like Michael Waddell style. Dude, I did, dude. I was like, oh, I knew it, dude. I was like, but I didn't see any blood pumping. And of course, I didn't see him go down. So then I questioned it all and everything else. But no, I made a great shot on him and shot him right through both lungs. And so he went quick. But that deer, that's where I'm going with all this. My whole point is that deer was the deepest soul thing that I've had in recent history that I can recall. Yeah. And I just remember sitting there, and Tristan was filming me, and I was trying not to be a bitch. I'm sorry, no disrespect to any women. No, but I was trying not to be a baby because my emotions, dude, it's just like when I don't know, dude. It was just screwing with me so bad, and I was just like, God, I kept thinking, why is this deer so important to me, dude? And number one, I went a long time, what I consider a long time without shooting a big deer, and hunted a lot of hours in South Georgia and Florida and stuff like that. And, I told Tristan it was going to happen, but he had other arrangements and couldn't be there. And we both knew that it was going to happen he wasn't filming me.
We freaking hunted all of September and October.
Dude, I had
couldn't get it done.
I had plenty of. I have no excuses. I had plenty of reasons to get it done, and it didn't happen. I had
not on a buck.
You guys, a veteran bow hunter. I shaved the deer's back. I wounded one that I did not find that I looked 3 days for. I shot at another deer that jumped my string and shot right over the top of it. And these were deer, 2 out of 3 situations that had no idea I was there. Mm. And I was just telling Tristan, I go, dude, these deer have been shot at like crazy. This is nuts. And so I had all that humbling going on. And I mean, that I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's back to the spiritual stuff. And every time I pull a piece of meat out of that freezer over there and I eat him, I marked it.
Yep.
Dude, I think about it.
Yeah.
I really do.
There's nothing better than that, dude.
I think about all that.
Yep.
You're just feeding myself.
Well, unfortunately, when there's not a lot of people that eat deer in your house.
Yeah.
No, I still remember that time, Devin. We all had backstrap at in Gatlinburg. It was me and Katie and you and Morgan and your parents.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah, man.
That deer I shot in Georgia. Where was that? That was on that one guy's property. We were staying in the camper.
Yeah, yep. And he had
I shot that little spike, and then we ate the backstraps there. The backstrap and the heart. That was a good experience. That was a fun one.
Yeah, we did. We went up to the store and got stuff to make chimichurri and
yeah, dude.
Straight ate a backstrap and heart, dude.
Straight backstrap and heart. It don't get better than that, man.
No, it really don't. You know, now that you've been hunting for 5-6 years now, like of the deer that you've shot, is there one that sticks out to you that's like, man, that was like the craziest experience or your favorite hunt or whatever?
Well, I mean, 2022, I didn't kill a deer till January 8th, so that was a nightmare.
And that's right before the end of the season.
When I finally, it was freaking January 8th, 1 week till the season closed. I didn't kill anything all season. I was hunting almost every weekend. It was freaking cold. And then I ended up shooting a doe on January 8th, so that was just awesome that I could finally get it done. I really didn't think I could get it done, but there's not a specific. I mean, my first deer was an incredible, just a freaking incredible emotional experience to shoot my first deer for sure. So I'll probably have to go with my first deer.
Yeah, and that was like a 6 or 8 pointer too, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude, I got a freaking mount on the smallest 6 point of all time.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, shoot all the 6 pointers. Screw them.
Yeah,
I'm serious, dude. If you got a 6 pointer in your land, and just shoot them. I'm just kidding.
It was awesome.
No, that's cool, man.
What about that deer you shot? It was your first public land deer down with us in Georgia,
that's what
right?
we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I went to the bathroom.
Yeah. That was a fun trip there, dude.
Yeah. No, that was cool, man. And you, that deer, it didn't go far.
No.
No. But it was just one of those things. We hunted 2 or 3 days and didn't hardly see nothing. So seeing one in Georgia, and it's oh my god, you thought they were extinct, dude. They were not.
Did he shoot?
And then when you finally see one, it's just and your freaking emotions, your heart starts beating super fast. But that was almost like it was meant to happen. He walked right under my tree I could hear him moving probably, I don't know, 70 yards away, and he just walked at a beeline straight under my tree. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's just mind blowing how that works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I stopped him probably 10 yards. He looked back, quartering away, and I smoked him, and I watched him go down. So that was a fun one, just being with you guys and cooking them and eating them and all that.
Oh, dude, that was that's one of those nights that I wanted you guys to sacrifice me over the fire or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yes, Tristan's best friend killed a deer. Give me a bone knife and put me down.
No, that was fun, man.
When you went kind of, I guess, rewind, when you got, your first bow, take us through that process of how, because I think a lot of people, there's so many different, options out there. What did you kind of, how did you be all right, this is what I want, and this is where you went, kind of walk us through all that.
Yeah, so I just knew of Rogan and Cameron Haynes shooting Hoyt, so I'm like, okay, Hoyt, and then I knew you guys shot Matthews, and then come to find out Hoyt and Matthews are probably the top 2 brands. So I went to a shop in South Carolina, and I was shooting a bunch of Matthews, and I was like, dude, I'm getting this freaking Matthews. I loved it. And then I didn't have the money at the time or something. I was an E2 in the military. I was like, well, I'm going to come up with it somehow. So then I don't even remember. I started selling stuff to get the money because it was $1,800 after the
stuff, yeah,
the bow and all the sight and all that. But I ended up going home for Christmas in 2019, I guess. And then I went to Southwestern Archery in Brighton, I think.
Yeah. And
then just I shot a lot of Matthews and a lot of Hoyt, and I ended up going with the Hoyt. And Travis went with me on that trip, and it was just, I don't know, dude, having your own bow it was just all the whole experience, getting it tuned, picking out your arrows, just all that is just, there's nothing like going to a bow shop, dude. It's fun.
Yeah. And I mean, when you get in a piece of equipment like that, you know that it's gonna last for a long time too. You know.
Yeah, you're about ready to go through that, ain't you?
Maybe it depends because this guy's talking about shooting. Shooting primitive.
Sticking a branch.
And I got his bow set up to fit me right now. So
yeah. So
cool.
you can buy it off me for $1,000. No, just kidding.
I mean, honestly, that wouldn't probably be bad. Wouldn't be a bad deal, honestly.
No.
Are you really gonna shoot a recurve?
Yeah, dude. So I've got my eye on it. So the first thing, I got real excited about doing this, and you guys, I'm going to be filming this whole journey. Like, I'm already filming like my search and what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I've gotten to this point in my life where I want this challenge of really being the best archer and bow hunter that I can be. And dude, I just hear all my roots screaming back to me. Call it the spiritual side, but I did learn from somebody that shot longbows and recurves and hunted with Fred Bear and all these things, and that's how I got taught. I mean, my very first bow was a recurve bow. I shot wooden arrows. I glued on my own, not glued, but I resined on my own tips, my own fletchings, everything. And,
have you killed a deer with one yet?
No. So I've had this calling, and Tristan knows it's been probably me talking about it for a couple of years now, but now it's really hitting me. And so I'm like, dude, I got to do my research on this and figure out really what bow is going to make that magical thing happen, right? So I want to be one with the bow, really connect and believe in that bow. And dude, I just kept hearing Fred Bear calling my name. I'm not lying, dude. I did. I was searching on eBay. I was searching, and there's some incredible recurve bows out there, but Fred Bear kept calling my name, dude. And so I've settled on, I'm getting the Fred Bear Polar Bear. The original was made in 1965.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot that son of a bitch, dude.
Dude, shooting a deer with that is probably a whole different experience.
Dude, I'm thinking about whose hand this thing is touched. I'm looking at dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be. You want to talk about spiritual? Holy shit!
You're gonna have to start pulling that mug back because you're not gonna have any let off.
No, I know. So I'm looking at anything between really 45 to 55 is what I'm looking at. And I mean, I'm wanting to go with the 55, but I mean, I'll take anything between 45 and 55. As Ted Nugent will tell you, dude, 35 pounds is plenty to kill a deer. If you place it right, you have the right razor tip, barred head, all that stuff. It's plenty of poundage. And so I'm like, all right, so I want that. And then, dude, I feel like I'm inbound for something that I'm not kidding you guys. Give me the Viking. Dude, give me the Viking. Put me on a big raft and light it on fire, even if I'm still alive. Beautiful. Even if I'm still alive. Just do it, and I'll just lay there and not even cry.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I will. I'll just be like, dude, the best thing just ever happened to me as a hunter. And I know, dude, I feel it. If you can go back and record me from this point, Tristan, at some point, and say about that whole feel it thing, and it all comes true.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, I'm telling you, something stupid's going to happen.
Are you doing it this year?
Dude.
Are you?
I am. And I'm talking about this. I'm shooting wooden arrows. I'm going to get the closest thing.
It's July 29th, so you better get on it.
Yeah, I'm getting the closest thing I can get to bear razor heads if I can find them, which would be the two blade broadhead and insert if they come with it. But I would love to be able to find those and shoot those. That would be incredible. But real fletches, no plastic stuff. And we'll see what happens, And even if I don't, dude, the whole, I don't even know what that's gonna feel like, dude. When a deer comes up and I pull that bow at a 45 kind of 50-degree angle like Fred Bear and just spirit of the wild.
Are you freestanding hunting or are you going to hunt on the ground?
Dude, I might do whatever the hell I want. Whatever feels spiritual at that time, dude.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen.
Man, I got to get out of this.
All I got to do
is... It doesn't feel spiritual enough right
now. Well, I got to pee real bad. No, but seriously, it'll just happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. It might be like walking into the deer stand, some crazy thing. Some deer just looks at me and just says, I'm giving myself to you. Yes. And I launch it at 65 yards. I don't even know, dude. I don't even care. I don't even care. Listen, it's gonna happen. You guys watch.
Dude.
You watch, and we're gonna go back and record and go back to this audio clip and talk about it and just be like, dude, Tony Vogel is the most incredible bow hunter of all time.
At 65 yards.
Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna let it. It might be 85 yards. I don't know yet.
Oh my God.
Hey, my first deer that I shot over 20 yards was 49 yards. And it was
That's great.
100% instinctive, and I shot it right through the heart. And I stalked it in wide open clover field with my bow on my head like a deer.
Yeah. That's sick.
So it's gonna happen, folks.
I'm looking forward to seeing
And
that.
then stay tuned for the flu arrows and me shooting waterfowl, because I'm gonna be doing some Tim Wells shit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, can't you goose hunt with a freaking bow or something?
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you can set up, like, decoys and stuff and bow hunt them off the ground.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
watching somebody do that.
dude, that'd
do
be
that.
so great.
That will be fun.
Dude, even better if you had a Grim Reaper and they land right in front of you. That's taking what Duck Commander did to a whole nother level. It's like, are you water swatting them? No, I'm ground swatting them. I'm cutting their heads off.
Dude, those are the most ridiculous broadheads.
They're
I know.
silly.
When you see turkeys just getting
That's what Tim
annihilated.
Wells was shooting them out of the air with, dude.
Dude, I just saw him the other day kill a hog with a blow dart gun.
Dude, right before that, he shot one.
Single,
He killed it with a
lung,
spear.
Single lung with a blow dart gun. Like, I'm thinking about I don't know what the dart looked like, but like, they couldn't have been that big.
No, dude. He took a spear and did the same thing.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, that's a spear.
But right in the lung.
A blow dart gun.
Yeah. No, I think it had to be
That boy's
poison
got some
tipped.
power in that throat.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I think it was
He got
poison
that
tipped.
piece on him or something.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, he does.
it was poison tipped. I'm pretty sure.
He wasn't poison tipped.
Yeah,
This
no,
is-
the blowgun was.
no.
Tony, this isn't freaking Africa. dude.
Yeah,
You're taking-
dude,
Yes,
they're
you
not
do.
rubbing. They're not rubbing the frog poison
Yeah,
on.
you do. Listen, you talk to those people.
Hey, I don't think the DNR would approve of that.
Well, it's,
right.
it's a story they don't know about. It's
Here's my cyanide tipped.
yeah. Those people in South Texas, they know how to put them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Jeez. Man, so I want to get into the.
No, but here's the incredible thing. Just to wrap the whole recurve thing up, son. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can I wrap it up? Listen,
Sure,
Hey,
go
thanks
ahead.
a lot, Tony.
one of you guys, when I'm long and gone, will hold that bow, and I guarantee you, one of y'all, if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be one of you two or Michael. It's going to hold that bow and shoot a deer, and it's going to be a whole nother story at that point, boys.
I'm going to get you fucking tattooed on me, baby.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, Tristan, sorry.
I'd love to see the rendition of that tattoo.
Tony with a recurve holding a 200-inch deer, dude.
Let's make sure I have a hat on, not some.
In the outdoors, every detail counts. See sharper, aim clearer. From the river's edge to the heart of the flooded timber, Hook and Bullet has your vision covered. Hook and Bullet's purpose-built optics are flawlessly crafted to give you an edge regardless of your outdoor pursuit. Use code ZeroDuck30 for 15% off a pair of Hook and Bullet sunglasses today.
Bald Mr. Clean looking
No,
guy.
you got to be bald with the Avatar logo on your forehead.
Cigarette hanging out his mouth.
Yeah, dude, a cigarette.
Dude, I want my own Fortnite character.
That would be incredible.
Excuse me.
No, so obviously bow hunting's became a huge part of your life, and providing the food, is a big part of it. And with this whole homegrown performance thing, it's like the hunting kind of ties into it because you're getting your meat.
Yep.
You grow your own garden, and you got the obviously the whole fitness aspect. So like, when did the idea come to kind of melt all that together and make homegrown performance?
Yeah, so I always wanted my own home gym.
Mhm.
So I had a YouTube channel, obviously Daniels and Dogs. We were stationed out in Vegas doing camping and stuff, and then we moved back to Illinois, and the camping scene's not really the same as it was out west. So I was like, how could I still make content? Because I like making content and making videos and stuff, but I knew I wasn't going to do like the camp and stuff. So I just kind of thought about it for a few days, and then the name came. I don't know, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was in the kitchen like cooking or something. And then I started building out my home gym, and I just had these ideas of just being like self-sufficient, like relying on yourself, hunting your own food, growing your own food, training at home with limited stuff. Like you could train anywhere. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah.
being just well-rounded, not relying on grocery stores and commercial gyms and other people to keep you healthy and your family healthy. And just that whole aspect really turned, like the whole, like you guys talked about, the Native American lifestyle. Like they lived off the land, they hunted, they freaking fought together, they grew their own stuff. And that's just kind of, I love that aspect. And I feel like people are so disconnected from everything now, from social media to you can order food to your freaking front door. Like you can order groceries. I think everyone is just disconnected and don't have real experiences. Like, I don't know, I love the aspect about that.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. And just, I love training at home and, I don't know, just seeing what I can come up with on just unique training styles and stuff like that. So and I don't know, I grew a passion for gardening, and fitness always was my first passion. And then hunting came along, and then I figured I'd mix it all together and just make stuff that I like to do and try. Hopefully other people think it's cool. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's where it all came about.
Yeah. No, I love it, dude. I think it's entertaining to watch, and just, I mean, from a workout standpoint, it's great to be able to just hop on there, and it's kind of motivated me to be a lot more functional in what I do, because I feel like, all of my life really outside of football, it was so oh, let's just do buys and tries today, and then
exactly,
just all that stuff. And your training is so kettlebells and sandbags, and it's all functional,
No, dude, I love it. I've really gotten away. I love bodybuilding and everything about it. I wanted to be as big as possible, but now I just want to be able to, my next video I'm doing is going to be a circuit training for bow hunters, just a brutal circuit with sandbag, kettlebells, and then shooting at 40 yards when your heart rate's elevated to 160, 170, and seeing if you can still kill something. You know what I mean? So that's my next idea. But just the whole aspect,
that's cool.
Of just, well-rounded, and just being, I don't know, ready in any situation, being able to carry something or to lift something off the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just trying to look good, but to actually function well, be able to run, jump, lift. So that's really my main focus now. And I feel a lot better, and I'm enjoying that style of training.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, even though the Midwest, not the Midwest, but the non-out West style of deer hunting is a lot more sedentary, there's still a lot of when you're in shape, it definitely makes it a lot easier, when you go to drag that deer out, when you go to hang that tree stand, when
for sure,
when your heart doesn't have to beat out of your chest because you just drank 12 beers the night before and you had Casey's breakfast right before. And I've lived that a lot, but there's,
as a 20-year-old,
it sure does feel,
21.
Let me tell you,
come on, Tony.
The older I get, the more that it feels really good when I get 7 hours of sleep, and I get up and I'm not hungover, and I can go out there.
You know what that usually starts
good.
with? He's like, Dad, listen, it's not a big party night tonight.
Dude, Tony does not live that life.
Dude, I've got.
He's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
For those of you that know us very close, you'll know that Tristan's usually one reeling his dad in. And that's a good thing.
not the other way around. Listen to that again.
Dude, no. Tony should have been in a freaking mental hospital years ago.
Yeah, dude. I was. A lot of people don't know about it. Oh, dude, man. No, dude, I'm so proud of you and what you're doing to motivate people, and and I'm still telling you, we'll throw it on air, dude. I really think that the next round, you need to get the wife out there, helping women with when they're pregnant, safe workouts to do. Because I here's the thing: if you're married or with somebody significant, guaranteed, if your wife is concerned, number one concern with them getting pregnant is how much weight am I going to gain? Yeah, and they're so concerned about it, and I really feel like these guys can bring you guys something really special when it comes to that, for sure. But no, I'm just so proud of everything you've done with this whole business, because, dude, you really are in a different niche, in my opinion, as far as health and workout, and it's so combined with hunting. I mean, when we owned Extreme Hunting years ago, I won't ever forget the first interview that we had with this outfitter out in Colorado that did elk hunts.
Mm-hmm.
And what he said was, please do not book a hunt with me if you're not physically prepared to come out and change elevation and keep up with your guide. He said it's his most disappointing thing to deal with as an outfitter was these high level folks that come out and just want to kill an elk, even with their rifle from 300 yards away. Dude, you're gonna get a workout, bro.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get it. And I mean, that was somebody talking 30 years ago.
Yeah,
you know.
And I feel like Cam has really kind of sparked that also. Like Cam was probably the first one at how like his lift, run, shoot, just how he stays in shape. He's like mid 50s, 56, 57, and he stays in ridiculous shape he's like, I do all this. I don't care about looking good, anything like that. I do it so I can elk hunt in the fall. You know what I mean? That's his whole drive is just to be in great shape so he can kill an animal every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, maybe that's your motivation out there because you know what? Unfortunately, I hate to speak to the numbers, but there is a lot of people out of shape in America. I mean, there just is, you know, and let's say it's a dream of yours to go out and chase some animals like that out west or something like that, man. You can make a difference, right, Devin? And just talk about that, would you? I mean, like what does it take if I'm trying to get started and I'm just like, dude, you know what? My passion for wanting to go harvest this animal or do this hunt or something like that is my motivation. Where does somebody start?
From a workout.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
From a working out standpoint, like I don't,
well, you
like
start
I'm out
by
of shape. And
Homegrown Performance on YouTube.
boom. That's right.
No, but just changing your mindset up. You know what I mean? I feel like hunting has had a bad rap because they think of the fat, drunk hunter sitting there with a rifle shooting something from 400 yards away.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like I feel like hunting has really evolved from that to like what I'm trying to do is just being well-rounded in any situation to make a good ethical kill and to respect the animal, to enjoy, to show the side of the eating the animal and just like how it comes full circle. But just, I mean, I don't know, just start watching content and start changing your mindset, eating cleaner, getting training, running. I mean, just really wanting to change just how you do everything. You know what I mean? It's going to help every aspect of your life if you start training, eating better, running. And that's really where you got to start. You got to change your mindset for sure.
And the byproduct of a lot of that working out and stuff, I mean, talk about what it does to you mentally.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I get up at 4:30 every day and I work out from 5 to 6. And if I miss a day or anything, it's just, I'm not the same person. I'm freaking like, it's such a huge mental health. Like, I think that's such a big deal with mental health these days. Everyone's on their phone and wanting that dopamine hit, but they're not doing, you have, like Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. You have to do hard things to keep you kind of grounded. You know what I mean? People are just like, everything is so easy and right at your fingertips. People, they're not struggling enough. Everything is too easy. And that's where people would just make problems out of nothing. People want to argue online. Yeah. It's just like, if you really are doing hard things and trying to better yourself, you don't have time to freaking roast somebody online or to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just all that. It all goes hand in hand.
100%, man. I, one of the benefits I notice is like, not that like I'm the epitome of health or anything, but like I notice like
you've had your struggles though. I mean, talk about it. I mean, you really have.
Well, I mean, I think like just most recently, like kind of Devin inspired me to do the 75 hard thing, and like I think as an adult, like, you know, I was like a chubbier kid growing up, and then sports kind of came into the picture, and then that wasn't a thing. But then once I started like being an adult and having like a legit job and like trying to balance that, and then, you know, drinking and whatever, like you kind of, next thing you know, you wake up and you've gained 30 pounds and you're like, how the hell, you know, how'd that even happen? You know, but it's not overnight. It's over 2, 3, 4 years, you know?
For sure.
But I think, I notice a lot in my, like, just in like the joints and like the joints and the flexibility and stuff. Like I get weird things that start to happen when I don't work out. Like,
inflammation, maybe?
Well, no, it's just like being like bound up. Like I think I'm naturally like kind of predispositioned to be like kind of like tight, you know.
We all are.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we're all out there supposed to be walking barefoot and running through the woods, killing shit.
like,
I mean,
Yeah.
like
Exactly. And nobody does it hardly.
no. And like for example, like I'll get this thing where like my hamstring on my left side will get kind of tight, and I think it's kind of like sciatica, but it'll only like I'm fine like all the time. It'll only happen like we just drove back and forth to Orlando, so there was 2 different days I was in the car for 6 hours, and like just sitting around that much.
That's because you have a Chevy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Ford would have been real comfy.
No, I know. We got a big Dodge guy on the phone, so I thought I'd throw it out there.
Right.
So,
But no, that's just my 2 cents. It's just like the little stuff like that, you know, that I notice a lot.
No, it definitely. I mean, it helps every aspect of your life. Your mental health for sure is the big one. It's time for Mr. Vogel to get back in the gym.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
dude.
how about
We started talking about that earlier.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to pull that freaking longbow back if you don't start freaking
dude.
doing some weights.
listen,
bro.
the next time I see you, Devin Daniels, I'm gonna flex my left. I'm gonna flex my left tricep and give you a bloody nose.
Dude, I hope. I'm looking forward to that.
Dude, I will, because like when I was big like that, I really felt like I was the king of all you guys.
Hey, we were also in 6th grade, dude. All
Yeah,
right.
so take it easy. We didn't have to do a whole lot.
Dude, have you ever seen that Seinfeld where Kramer he's telling Jerry he's going to learn karate lessons?
First of all, you lost me. Maybe some of our listeners, but when you said, "Have you seen that Seinfeld?"
All right,
you lost me.
here's where it gets funny.
But some of our
What
listeners-
Jerry discovers is that Kramer is going and taking karate lessons with kids and whooping their ass.
That's a veteran move right there.
Dude, it was.
That is
It
hilarious.
shows him just beating the shit out of all these kids, dude. It was so great. in a fun way. But no, man, I just think that it is a
Fun
big, but it is a huge deal. And, you know, I've always taken personal pride in being in shape, and we're kind of touching on it earlier, but, you know, one of my things that is probably, if I'm known for one thing as a hunter, I think anybody across that knows me, they would know that if I need to find a deer, I'm calling Tony Vogel.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. And I'm confident to say that, not being cocky. I'm just saying I've earned the right to do that. And from great, incredible hunters that I've learned from. And here's the thing. You can't do that if you're not in physical shape either. All right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've taken some people on some trails and stuff that they just think I'm insane because of my tenacity to not give up.
Yeah.
You know, and I've watched that transition to Tristan, you know, in recent years, even deer that I shot. You know, I had a deer not too long ago that I shot on public land out of a ground blind, and my bottom limb hit the edge of the blind right when I let go, and I made a gut shot on this deer, and we had thunderstorms for 2 days coming in, and we had no choice but to if you guys would have saw this area, it was just as thick as you can imagine walking through. And
Were you in Georgia?
Yeah.
It's one of those deals where it's probably logged, and then you get all that thick undergrowth. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was thick, man. And here I watched him lead me through this process of finding this deer, you know? But if you're not in good shape, I don't know how many people that I could tell you right now that I found their deer, and I know why I found it, is because they were being lazy.
Yeah.
And laziness is typically associated with physicality or age.
Oh, yeah.
Or age. All right. I'm not going to rule out people that, hey, you know what? You're just old. I'm getting old, dude, and I can't do shit that I used to do, you know? And that's why I depend on you guys. But seriously, do you want to be in that position as a hunter? And you don't have to be chiseled, y'all. You just have to be in better shape than what you are now.
Yep.
Make a point to change that today and give due respect to that any animal that you're going after. To have the physicality to, if I have to spend the next 3 days walking 8 miles to find this deer up and down some of the craziest terrain I've ever been in, I'm willing to do it. Because
and regardless of any type of hunting you're doing, even if you're going to have a backpack, you're going to have a bow or a gun, you're going to have you might have a tree stand on your back. Like regardless, even if you're not climbing or nothing, you're still walking with weight. So get a vest, get some kettlebells, and just walk with it. And that's going to strengthen your core, your back. It's going to strengthen your cardiovascular. I mean, just everything, just simple things. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Go for a run with a weighted vest. Go for a walk up a hill with a weighted vest. Just, you're always going to have some type of gear on you when you're hunting, regardless of what type. Even if you're squirrel hunting or something, you're always going to have a gun. You're going to have ammunition. You're going to have whatever else a squirrel hunter takes. I don't know, but just regardless of any, even you're always going to be walking or rucking or carrying something. So just train like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice.
No, it is. And for those of you that, you know, you wish you had, and I think it doesn't get talked enough about, but for those of us that they have these physical disabilities, right, that they don't allow them the freedom of what we really get to be appreciative of what we get to do. Okay, I'm talking about you veterans out there that have suffered injuries. I'm talking about anybody that has any kind of physical ailment that's keeping you from living your dream. There's some incredible resources and incredible people that are willing to help you and help your situation out to get you. And I'm humbled every day by watching people that make zero excuses. You know, I've seen people climb Mount Everest without legs. I mean, you know, I mean, it's incredible what you can do. But if you are humbled, or if you are facing that disability, reach out to fellow people, reach out to us, reach out to anybody. That we're here as a support system to help you out, to go out and experience the outdoors. And I just think it's an important point to make that we've talked all about what we need to do if we're physically abled people, but what about the folks that just don't have a choice?
Right.
You know what I mean? So good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
good.
sir.
That's a good point. No, I don't want to take too much of your time, man. And you know, I know you got the youngin' and the wife and all that stuff, but dude, we'll have to do this again because we really kind of scratched the surface, I feel like, and it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's been a blast, and I knew it would be having you on because our favorite podcasts a lot of times are just like, you know, and a lot of times when you don't know who you're having on, like it can go either way. Like,
well, you don't know what kind of person this is because we're all built different.
Right, and it's not like they're a bad guess. It's just more people. Some people you just talk with easier, you know.
Okay.
So I knew having you on, we'd definitely have a good time.
Yeah, dude. No, for sure. I mean, we could literally sit on here for hours, just like sitting around a campfire or something, dude. There's so many stories and just so much funny stuff and good times we've gone through. It's just like, I don't know. We could sit on here for 3-4 hours, no problem. But yeah.
Hey, you know what? Not to be all business for a minute, I call this my Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is always there to take care of his sponsors. Dude, I got to give some mad cred to Tristan and these new hats. Dude, Tristan.
Oh, shit, I forgot to mention
Tristan,
that. Yeah, Devin got his.
Dude, Tristan's got me in a rope hat, and actually 2 of them, and I can't believe they fit my bald, skinny Alf head. But dude, they do, and they look great, dude. These hats are sharp,
Dude,
y'all. Yeah. Dude, you know you had a pointed head, but no, seriously, dude, these hats are sharp, dude. We got them in black and Bottomlands, and they are sharp. It's a limited run. Anything you want to add to that, Tristan, about the hats?
No, yeah,
They're
that's
sharp, dude.
Yeah,
Good job.
They're gonna go quick, but we're gonna do more of them because the design did turn out really slick. So Devin's in the Bottomland $0.30 hat. Travis just
Oh yeah, baby. So I love it, dude.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Definitely my favorite hat that you guys have done for sure.
Yeah, and it's funny. I appreciate that, and it's funny. You know, you're talking about like this rope hat or whatever, because you know the old timers, like, this is what they used to wear. So
Dude,
it's kind of came back
I am an
around.
old timer, and I did used to wear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude,
I love seeing them old hunting pictures when people like with a deer or a bunch of duck, they all got mustaches and rope hats. It's so sick.
That's the other thing, mustaches. There it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Devin, I'll send you a picture when we get offline of a deer I shot when I was 13 years old.
Wait.
And I got a tall foam painter ball cap on that's sitting about 17 inches above my skull.
Hey, one more.
I swear,
my
dude.
God,
It's deer. This deer's just hanging there from a pole, dude. I'm standing like a badass with a mustache. It's so awesome.
Hey,
dude,
I think I had a jean jacket on too.
that's so funny.
one more thing before we get off here. You know, we went duck hunting together for the first time last year. So what'd you think of the duck hunting experience?
No, dude, I loved it. I thought it was fun, and I would definitely go back. I definitely want to come back for sure. Like we've talked about a little bit, it's definitely a big change from deer hunting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's you can't even compare the two. You know what I mean? It's a whole different sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I see why you guys love it. I mean, it is being out there with your buddies, and you can talk and you can kind of mess around a little bit more. It's definitely a cool group experience, and I would be down to go every year. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I had an awesome time.
Hey, Devin, can we get you to plug one? It's one.
What?
I said it's one. Finish the sentence. It's one hell of a.
Oh, one hell of a life. Baby.
That's right. That's
There
right.
it is. Well, hey, tell everybody where they can get in touch with you on all the socials.
Yeah, dude, definitely check us out on YouTube. That's where I do majority of my long form content, and I put the most effort into it. Where I'm almost at 1,000 subs, so that was my goal to get to 1,000 subs in under a year. So I'm at like 983, I think. So
That's
I'm almost
beautiful.
there. So check out if you like the content, give it a subscribe. I'm on Instagram and TikTok also. So check out Homegrown Performance there.
Beautiful, man.
Good luck, guy, man. Tell the wife I said hi. Wish you the best as a father. I'm so proud of you, Devin, as a young man and a father, and you're doing all the right things, dude. Keep it up.
No, I appreciate it, Tony. It was awesome talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're not a vegan anymore. And
Nah, dude, come on.
all right,
Yes, sir.
all right, bro.
All right,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Yep.
I've been southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on a midnight train. Going too fast now, think I'll slow down, standing in the pouring rain.